I was just fired from my job.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head.
Well, in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, many vile people started celebrating online, and thousands of them have been reported to their jobs and fired. Is that just cancel culture repackaged by the right, or is it a good thing? Tell you what I think about it. But first, welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my freedom-loving friend. It has been an absolutely sad past week. I know you, I know myself, and so many good-hearted Americans have been so impacted by Charlie Kirk's passing. Paused releasing videos on this channel for a while. I thought it was appropriate. I didn't feel like making any either. But nonetheless, I've been fascinated seeing the absolute beautiful love outpour by great Americans, great people around the world. And I've also been disheartened seeing, I don't know if it's Charlie Kirk's assassination bringing the worst people out or bringing the worst out of some people. I think it's a little bit of both. And some of that worst behavior, worst of humankind, people celebrating on social media Charlie Kirk's death. First off, to them I say, thank you for identifying yourself as an evil son of a bitch. And second off, it has come back to bite many of them in the butt, as so many people have actually taken up the crusade of finding these vile posts, finding the person, not doing anything illegal, but reporting that person to their employer, saying, thought you'd want to know, this is the type of person that you work for, and so many of them have gotten fired. But the question for this video is that just cancel culture repackaged by the right, or is it actually a good thing? I'll share exactly how I see it as we go, but first let's just have a little sample of good Americans, Charlie Kirk lovers, taking it upon themselves to pull some weeds out of the garden.
Hi, my name is Quinn Pratt, and I like going around on the internet finding people making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, and I go and report them to their employers so they get fired. And we got 5 more. We have sent out over 300 emails to employers, and we have gotten now 15 confirmed fires.
Now, there are so many people doing this, just like this gentleman. Here's a post from Matt Wallace. My team and I have now gotten at least 25 people fired from their jobs for celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Should we keep going? Yes. And this post is a couple days old, and these people have been on it and will continue to be on it. By the way, here's some food for thought posted as a comment there. If you believe people deserve to be shot for their opinions, don't cry when you get fired for yours. And Elon retweeted this. Here's what Lisa Kippy says. I've only just begun creating a spreadsheet of people who have said vile things about Charlie Kirk's assassination. So far, teachers and professors are by far the most represented. And that's a little bit scary. The teachers and professors have been the biggest offenders of being vile humans celebrating Charlie Kirk's celebrating the gruesome killing of a 31-year-old father of 2, husband, a man who lived his life serving God and America. And another individual, again, it's not just one person devoting a lot of time, it's so many people devoting a lot of time to finding these vile leftists. Olivia on Twitter, I've officially contacted 471 employers. Still more to do. My fingers hurt, my eyes hurt. I've never had screen time this high, but I'm alive to complain about it. It's all worth it, all for Charlie. And they're getting results. And by the way, as I show some specific examples of vile offenders who have been fired, I am not going to be telling you what they said. Some of it will just accidentally be on screen. You can read it if you want. It is not worth hearing. It's not worth reading, and quite honestly, it's toxic. It doesn't deserve your attention or my attention. But to me, what deserves attention is who they are, and they got fired. Libs of TikTok reports this. Breaking, nurse at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta who said negative things about Charlie Kirk, vile things, has been fired. Here's the Children's Healthcare's statement. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta is aware of inappropriate comments made on social media by an employee yesterday. This type of rhetoric is not acceptable for children's employees and violates our social media policy. The employee has been terminated. And another one, Dr. Karen Lead, professor at Florida Atlantic, who spent 3 days demonizing Charlie following his assassination, has been placed on leave. Another one bites the dust. And this guy, who was just elected to the Las Vegas Realtors Board of Directors, seems like a high-profile position, said vile things about Charlie Kirk, and this person, amongst others, were calling for him to be fired. And update, he has been. And Stephen King, and by the way, as we get to Stephen King, I'll just say, to me, this is actually not just cancel culture repackaged on the right. And the right is doing the cancel thing that the left was doing. Like, oh, they're against Pfizer's little gremlin shots. So let's get them all canceled. They support Trump. Let's get them all canceled. This is something very different if you look at the nuances, and I'll share those nuances and exactly my opinion on this whole thing shortly. But first, we have to do Stephen King justice, because he did himself a bit of injustice. Well, justice getting served up to Stephen King. So Stephen King said this, and it's something I will read. Stephen King, in response to Jesse Waters, says, he advocated stoning gays to death. Just saying. And of course, trying to make light of, well, death isn't that heavy. Just saying. Problem with Stephen King isn't just that. He outright lied. Charlie Kirk never advocated stoning gays to death. So he outright lied. And so many people jumped into the conversation with Stephen King, including Senator from Utah, Mike Lee, who suggested Charlie Kirk's estate sue Stephen King in a big defamation suit. Now, Stephen then issued an apology, and I don't think it's because Stephen's moral character all of a sudden got filled with morals. I think it was much more to do with he was afraid of the lawsuit and afraid of loss of book sales. And I guess he's got some stupid movie coming out. So I think Stephen just felt his bank account being threatened. So he did what anyone who sells out would do. He issues an apology while probably not meaning it. Here's what Stephen King said. I was wrong and I apologize. I've deleted the post. The internet's forever, Stephen. Got your post right here. And a big book distributor decided to drop Stephen King. Here's what they said. Belfast Books. We thought so much more of you, Stephen King, and even though this may harm us financially, we're removing all your books from our website. Absolutely aberrant and ill-informed comment in the first instance that an incoherent apology doesn't begin to cover. Go further. And boy, Stephen definitely went on an apology tour. Again, this is because the guy all of a sudden somehow magically got really moral and got a caring heart all of a sudden, or he was just afraid of lawsuits and afraid of losing a lot of money. We'll get back to the video in a minute, but first, do you know if you're getting enough magnesium? Because 4 out of 5 Americans aren't. And that's a big problem because magnesium is involved in over 600 biochemical reactions in the body. Today I want to tell you about the most common signs to look for that could indicate you are magnesium deficient. Listen carefully because at the end there's a special offer happening that could be exactly what you're looking for. Here we go. Are you irritable or anxious? Do you suffer from insomnia? Do you experience muscle cramps or twitches? Do you have high blood pressure? Are you sometimes constipated? There's dozens of signs of magnesium deficiency. These are just some of the most common ones. Now here's what most people don't know. Just taking any magnesium supplement won't solve their problems because most magnesiums can't be used or absorbed by the body. That's why I exclusively recommend Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizers. It's the only full spectrum magnesium supplement with all 7 forms of magnesium that your body needs and can utilize. All Bioptimizer supplements are best in class, but if for some reason you feel differently, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. They're so confident they offer a full 365-day money-back guarantee. For an exclusive offer, go to bioptimizers.com/JPReacts and use promo code JPReacts at checkout for 15% off. That's bioptimizers.com/JPReacts, promo code JPReacts. And if you subscribe, not only will you get amazing offers and free gifts, but you'll also make sure your monthly supply is guaranteed. Now back to the video. Let's take a little gander at Stephen King's apology tour. I apologize for saying Charlie Kirk advocated stoning gays. What he actually demonstrated was how some people cherry biblical passages. Again, I was wrong and I apologize. I have deleted the post. I have apologized. Charlie Kirk never advocated stoning gays to death. Probably should have gotten clear on that before you said he did. The day after he was assassinated. I have apologized, and him apologizing directly to Ted Cruz. The horrible, evil, twisted liar apologizes. This is what I get for reading something on Twitter without fact-checking. Won't happen again. Well, and some of your book deals won't happen again either, Stephen. And you have big accounts like James Wood contacting employers about their vile customers. This instance, he's getting Bank of America's attention. Like, it's a big account helping on the crusade to get these vile people fired. And of course, there was the big Office Depot debacle where people were trying to get posters of Charlie Kirk printed for a vigil. And these vile employees that you can see there were refusing. And they got fired. Here's Home Depot's statement. The behavior displayed by our associate is completely unacceptable and insensitive, violates our company policies, and does not reflect the values we uphold at Office Depot. We sincerely apologize to the customer affected and to our community for this regrettable situation. They go on. Now, here's why this is different than just cancel culture acted out by the left. And I will acknowledge there's probably some degree of cancel culture in this. People who are Charlie Kirk lovers, as I am, are angry and see people doing vile things and want to see them punished. That's kind of human of us. And I think there's a degree of that. However, the big thing that makes this different, which makes me sit here and say, I'm glad these people are being reported. I am glad Charlie Kirk lovers are taking so much of their time online, helping honor Charlie Kirk by finding these vile posts and reporting the individuals to their employers, many of them getting fired. Here's what makes it very different than cancel culture. This is about moral behavior, moral character. These people are getting fired for poor moral character. That's different than being fired for cancel culture. Cancel culture says, I disagree with them. Fire them, company. We'll intimidate you until you fire them. And even though that angry leftists might feel as though their perspective's correct, if it's in fact not correct, it's not based on morality. It's just based on anger. And that's cancel culture. You want to silence people that you disagree with. Now, with these vile people, I support their right to say vile things. That is free speech. Do I think they should? Do I think they're good people? Do I want to see it? Do I want anybody to see it? No. I 100% support the right to say it, though. And for the people finding the folks who are doing the vile free speech, I so support their freedom of speech, of using their words to contact their employers and saying, is there anything you want to do about this situation? And my speculation is that these people are getting fired for poor moral character, which is probably the best reason to fire someone. Second best reason is poor job performance. Best reason is you're a bad human being. If I had someone with poor moral character working for me, I would want to know it. They'd probably show up with a good facade on. Maybe they trick me. Maybe I can sense it, but maybe they trick me. But if they're doing vile things, I want to know that. I don't want bad moral character around me, even if it's hidden. I don't want it around me. I don't want it representing me and what I do in my business. In the military, you get demoted for bad moral character. You can get eventually court-martialed for bad moral behavior. It is the best reason to fire anyone. And celebrating the death of an innocent man who was a father. You don't even have to qualify it, but he was a great human being. He was a father. Celebrating that kind of death, that is absolutely despicable moral character. So in other words, it could appear as though these vile people are getting canceled from their jobs, cancel culture from the right. I would dare say they're getting fired because of their bad moral character. That is 100% based on merit. The merit of their vile posts has earned them the recognition of their poor moral character, and that has earned them getting fired. And I absolutely support that for two reasons. One, I think it's justice. And I think it's in the company's best interest. What company is going to be better supported with bad moral character in their workforce? There isn't any. Second reason I love it, it helps teach people to have better moral character. Moral character is a choice. In any given moment, you have the choice to display good moral character or bad moral character. And I think these people being seen getting fired serves as an example which teaches other people you can have bad moral character. You absolutely can. There's consequences for it. You're getting to learn the consequences. See what happens to other people with vile moral character. So this is a teaching moment. It's teaching people to hopefully make better choices with their moral character choices. At the very least, it teaches them there's consequences for really bad moral character, and will hopefully teach them to make a better choice next time. And by the way, I just want to applaud all the Charlie Kirk lovers out there. I know there's so many millions of us. I want to applaud all of us for our good moral character during an absolutely hard, tragic time. During a hard, tragic time, that's when you find out who you really are. It's the easiest time to abandon good moral character. But if you notice, yeah, we've been fierce, we've been sad, we've been grieving, we've been angry, and done it largely with only good moral character driving our behavior. You have seen no burnings built down because of our anger over Charlie Kirk's death. You've seen no riots. You've seen no vandalism. You've seen no violence in return. What you've seen is good moral character. And I would dare say Charlie Kirk served as a great example of that. That's maybe a reason why so many Charlie Kirk lovers have much better moral character than the vile, despicable people online displaying the worst epitome of moral character. With that said, that's what I think about all these people celebrating and getting fired. I am glad it's happening, and I think society is going to be better off for it. And ultimately, if they're willing to learn from it, they'll be better off for it as well. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video.